So we want to say welcome, everyone. December 12th, it's hard to believe that it's only 2 weeks until the day after Christmas. The holidays are coming. We've already made it through Thanksgiving. We're coming up on Christmas fast and furiously. And we just want to say welcome. For those of you who are continuously on this call, I can tell that that's why you are so successful, because you're surrounding yourself by other people who are continually encouraging you, and you are doing all the habits that make this a sustainable lifestyle change. And for those of you who are new on program in the last 6 months or a year or just a few weeks, and this is your first holiday season that you're going through, we just want to say welcome. We've all walked through it, and you're doing great, and I can only imagine how great you feel if you've been on program more than 3 or 4 days and you're in a fat burning. Such an incredible difference than the years before, when I think I will speak for myself, but many of you I know have been that same, it's all sugar cookies and parties and sugar, and it's like an excuse to overindulge, and you feel horrible. But I didn't even know that was why I felt so icky. So anyway, I'm just so thankful just to be making healthier choices. And this is my 5th holiday season going through since I have started the program, lost weight, and have now continued on a lifestyle. It's just been amazing of how different I feel. So you guys are in for a great surprise tonight. We have a couple of shares, and then we want to talk to you about strategies for working through the holidays, because just like you got here tonight and you started your program, it didn't just happen. You were very intentional about it, and we want to make sure that the steps through these next couple of weeks are very, very much more, just as much planned. And walking beside with your health coach with you is going to be key to that. So I would say this is the weeks that you definitely want to touch base with them. If they get your voicemail, or somehow you don't make connections, just reach back out to them. And it might even be a couple times a week or 3 times a week. The main thing is that we want to walk beside you during this season, and that you will start 2017 just feeling amazing with already having momentum. So that's kind of what we want to talk about tonight. I'm going to do a quick share on my screen, and I have a couple of people I want to have share with us here. Well, first of all, I have a cute little cartoon for you. I thought this was so cute. I was kind of Googling up little snowman ideas, and this was just darling. Doesn't that sound like something we would have said? Yeah. So I want to have Mark Oman come off of mute, and Mark has an amazing story. He is married. He happens to be married to his health coach, so that's a little unusual from most of us. But Mark, if you're on, could you unmute and kind of just tell us the journey that has happened with you the last few months?
I think so. Ask her to get here.
Oh, hi, Paula. Hi, everyone. Yeah, this is Mark Oman. I like the picture you put up there. That's my 27 pounds of Coca-Cola that I'm holding, that I used to be wearing, and it's a great holiday shot for me, because I decided to start this before the holidays and get it off. So I was looking better for the holidays. But I lost 20 pounds in 30 days. And it really, and my favorite part about the program is that it happened so fast, and it didn't feel, the successes just came so quickly. And that's the part that, people told me, this is coming, get ready. And it happened. And that was the neat thing, to just see that success right away, within 30 days. And since then, I've been on the program 3 months. I'm down a total of 28 pounds. So I've lost about 14%. I started at 200 pounds and I'm down 28 pounds in 3 months. But most of it was the first month. And so as I've kind of went into maintenance mode, I'm still losing a little bit. But even the weeks where I don't even drop a pound, I still see my body getting skinnier, which is, that's always neat to see. And, and the comments that you get from other people that go with that are one of my favorite things. Other things to go with that, I've done all this with no additional exercise, and now the winter's here and I'm less active outside. I plan to add a little additional exercise to it, and just to promote health and keep the whole thing maintained. But my favorite part are probably my non-scale victories. other than the speed at which it all happened. Just the comments where people tell me I look much better. My energy is up, which helps me in all phases of my life. I'm also a firefighter. You can't have too much energy when you're in a burning building, and then teaching. I'm also an 8th grade science teacher in Amory, Wisconsin, and you can't have, if you don't bring your energy, those kids will get ahead of you, and you have to bring your energy on those days, on every day. And so it helps out. I'm also a landscaper in the summertime and in the spring and fall, and it's certainly helpful with that. And my kids have told me I'm more positive. One of my favorites just happened. I went from my last belt notch of my favorite belt. I went from my last belt notch to my first belt notch. So I'm going to have to drill another hole or get a new belt. And just the whole success of the thing promotes itself, because a lot of people ask me, so, they just say, what are you doing? Because, success just promotes more success.
Mark, that is so amazing. You're like a walking little billboard, and especially where you're a ref for the students, landscaper, you're always out in front of people, and wow, way to go. It's just amazing. I can't believe how much energy more you must have, and sleeping better, everything all the way around.
Yep. Sleep is going better. All those things that you just didn't realize were, a factor in not being as healthy. I didn't realize I wasn't all that healthy. I felt like, I'm not too bad. And then when I get once you see where I'm at now, it makes the perspective from then to now is just amazing.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for sharing, Mark. That's very cool.
You're welcome, Paul. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And so some of you who are on, if you have a dad or a husband or a child or a grandpa, men do great on this program, and they love the ease of it, just like Mark was just talking about. So that's awesome. Our next guest we're going to have to share is coming clear from Indiana, and a beautiful lady who has reached a great milestone. And Kim Bemis, are you on?
I am, Paula. Hi.
Hi. We had a huge celebration of a big number. Would you mind just kind of sharing us a little bit about that number?
Yeah. I last Friday got on the scale and I am down 100 pounds.
Wow. Right? Okay. So you have September 14th. So you're just over 2 years and 100 pounds down.
Right.
Would you venture to say it's a whole different life?
Oh, yeah, no comparison. In fact, I look at these pictures and yeah, it's like some days I look at my picture now and I think, who is that? But most days I look at the older pictures and just wonder, that's just a different life.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh. So Kim, tell a little bit about, how did you feel, in comparison when you first started Take Shape for Life? Maybe did you even believe it would work? Did you were you shocked of how that it's only been 2 years? Tell us a little bit of the differences.
Well, I think this is pretty cool because Mark's story was so fast and mine is so long. But I thought it was possible to maybe lose, I don't know, 30, 40 pounds, maybe even 50, but 100, no. I really, I could not see that. And that's why I think we need health coaches, because my health coach, she's wonderful. Patty Ramirez, she could believe this for me. She knew it was possible when I could not see that. And now I do see the light at the end of the tunnel. I do want to still lose a little bit more. But she believed that for me. So that was very cool.
That is so cool, Kim. Just the fact of you saying that, I was thinking, the American Diabetes Association says that for 50 pounds of weight loss, you get 10 quality years of life left. And I was just thinking, wow. 10, okay, I was muting people, so sorry, I got a little distracted there. But you get 10 quality years of life, and I'm thinking you just gained 20 years of quality life. And whether you live an additional 20 years or whether you just live during the years that you're alive.
Exactly. And it's funny you say that, because that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I went to the doctor, and he was ready to put me on diabetes meds. And I said, nope, give me one more chance. And he said, fine. I said, I'm going to do this with what I eat. And I went from, I heard somebody else talking about A1C before the call started. I went from a 6.9 down to now I'm at 5.3 the last 2 times I've been at the doctor. So it is totally possible to turn those medical problems, most of them, totally around. So
I love that. And I can only imagine, even celebrating Christmas this year with your family. It's like the gift back. The gift of
definitely. The energy.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, Kim. Unmute yourself if you want to finish. I'm sorry.
I was saying I feel better now than I did back in my 20s and 30s. And it's amazing to me, the energy I have, the stamina, and I'm just very, very thankful.
That's so cool. Thank you so much for being transparent and sharing it on here. And even as you've shared it on your client support page, and wow, it does make a difference, not only having the health coach, but just that determination and that continuous putting one foot in front of the other. Doesn't mean that sometimes we don't fall down, as Summer and Mike were talking about last week. The quick up, quick down, quick up, and we just hop right back on that horse and brush ourselves off and just keep going. So congratulations, Kim.
Thanks, Patty.
Well, I want to share a little bit more. Tonight, we're going to talk about surviving through the holidays, and it's really about strategy. So it doesn't just happen. We have to be very intentional. Cute little snowman picture I thought you guys might enjoy. Sometimes it feels like, especially when you're unhealthy, you think, gosh, how could have I gained 10 pounds? I didn't eat that much. Well, there's always a little bit more to that story. But tonight, we're going to kind of talk about celebration during the holidays and creating new habits, and we're really focusing out of chapter 3 and 4 out of your Habits of Health book. So sometime during this week or next week, it would be great if you haven't read it, go to chapter 3 and 4. If it's been a while, go back. If I find myself, that's the one I go back to and I refer back to pretty continuously, because it's where Dr. Anderson helps us awaken that desire for help, for change, and then kind of brings it down to the reality of, okay, it's about your choice. It's not going to happen by accident, but it's also not going to be evasive either. It's just about what you want. Okay, so if you want to get out your pen and paper, that would be great. If you just want to just listen, that would be awesome too. But when we think about the holidays and we think about the hectic schedules that are around us, as you guys all know, a lot of stress, a lot of hecticness plays a big part into our health. And so be careful of how much you're adding into your schedule. You've worked very hard to get where you are. Some of you are down 10 or 20 or 30, or maybe you're even like Mark 27 or Kim 100. And you've gotten where you are, but we can quickly fall back into old habits if we're too exhausted or we filled our schedule so full that we can't, we don't follow through with our own intentions. So manage your time. One of the things that is really good to do is to, gotta mute everyone real quick. Hold on. You want to, you may need to just write down your schedule each day or look at it for the month and see how much you're packing in. And the other thing is making time for you, whether it's taking a walk or, taking the kids ice skating or going out with a group of friends now that you're in your healthier place where you maybe normally would have sat around and ate cookies or, a big dinner. What about going around and looking at Christmas lights? Just do things that get your body active. Don't skimp out on your exercise, even if it's as simple as doing a yoga, routine in the morning before you get going. And then also food gifts. A lot of people, are the ones who are going to send you those popcorn balls or their favorite pecan pie. If they know that you're getting healthy and you would, then ask them, you know what, I love it so much, but could we skip it that year? Could you give mine to someone else? Because I know it will be a temptation for me and I'd rather not have it in the house. Or maybe ask them to put it in the freezer And maybe next spring they can pull out a piece or two for you. It's not going anywhere. But if they do give it to you and you feel uncomfortable about hurting someone's feelings or something, share it with the other people in the room. Say, hey, let's open it up. Who all would like a piece? Or give it to your neighbors. Send it with your husband to work. There's a lot of ways that you can get rid of it. And I'm going to say get rid of it. I know somebody put their heart and soul into it, but your health is worth more than that sabotaging you. So my one go-to when I have a temptation of sugar that's in my house, because I love sugar, is one quick way. While you're thinking about it, you stop and ask yourself, is this going to really help me? Take it to the sink and hurry and get it wet under the water. That is awesome, because you are not going to eat soggy anything. That's disgusting, but it's pretty easy to reach into the trash, especially if it's a fresh trash can, and grab one of your favorite cookies or something like that. So anyway, just a quick thought there. See, and then planning ahead. The main thing is create a plan with a specific goals on each of the areas where you know you're going to have to face. This is a really good place for your health coach to walk beside you in there, of putting together, listing out the holiday areas that might be a problem, your obstacles, maybe the company party, a friends and family get together, maybe your best friends who always go out for a Christmas, brunch. Whatever those are, write them out, be very truthful about what are your triggers in those situations, and create a strategy for them. Remember, when you have teenage kids and they were going out to a friend's house or for a party, you had a plan ahead of time, and you said, okay, if you get there and the parents aren't there, or if there's drugs or alcohol, what are you going to do? You kind of drill them. You're going to call me, right? Yep. So that when they get there and there's the wrong kind of movies or the wrong situation there, they can't say, Mom, I didn't really know what to do, because you already have a plan. It's the same thing with us. We're keeping ourselves out of danger. And when you start to travel, your health coach is going to help give you a strategy. Sometimes there's a few changes we might need to make, depending on what your schedule and how far you're going and what the travel situation looks like. But we can totally navigate that through with you. And when you are on your holidays, bring something that inspires you. Number one, your Habits of Health book, or some kind of book that is inspirational toward health. Bring a photo or put it on your screensaver of a trip you're taking this summer, a swimming suit or a pair of jeans that you're looking forward to wearing. So bring some things that remind you of where you're going. If you're already even on your journey, it would be great for you to put your before and your during photo side by side and use that on your phone. And when you get places where you're going, show that to people. Not only will it inspire you, again, seeing it, but just seeing their reaction, that helps you feel like, okay, this is so worth it. And who knows who you'll inspire. So when you're hosting, first of all, guess what? You get a choice to set the menu. You don't have to make what you've always made. What about doing something different? What about, instead of lasagna and all you can eat garlic bread, this year you did, maybe you did a tri-tip and you had a shrimp cocktail on the side, and you had a relish tray, and you had a big salad, with all of the toppings on it. Pepper poppers. I mean, we have a bazillion recipes. It doesn't have to be boring to be healthy. It can be super festive. And then be sure and ask for help. So, it may be harder for you to be in the kitchen this year if you're one who's normally been doing all the cooking, and you're like, okay, this is new territory that we're navigating through. Ask someone else to make the dessert, and ask them to only bring one. Where you normally would have had 4 or 5 pies and 2 cakes, and then everyone leaves and it's still in your house. Have someone else bring anything that you don't want to have in your house, and then send it right back home with them. And then those leftovers, again, those go away. If they're healthy for you, go ahead and divide them up into individual portions and put them in the freezer for later, because you don't want to let them get wasted. But at the same time, if they're sitting in the refrigerator and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I better eat more because it's going bad. So we don't want any of that happening. So it's all about planning. But what about when you're invited to someone's house? Number one, this is something you guys probably have heard from your health coach so many times. Don't go hungry. Eat before you go. You're less tempted to fall into old habits. And when you get there, grab the smallest plate possible. Add your healthy green and your healthy protein on it. Eat that first with a big old glass of water or carbonated beverage. And you'll be so surprised at how much it is easier to pass up that sweets table or those indulgences that are not getting you any healthier. Because remember, those old patterns that we're changing are what got us to where our problems started. So we don't want those. Those didn't serve us well. And then remember that you're there focusing on your friends. That's what it's about. We just have to remember it's really not about the food. So whether you're going to someone else's place or they're at your place, this is a great time to bring out a group game. I mean, how long has it been since you guys have laughed hard and had some fun? Honestly, that's when some of the best memories are made. It might be a silly game of gestures or taboo or, a fast card game, or it just might be something as simple as putting together a puzzle if that's something you would enjoy. But do something that creates memory besides being around food. And then think about your drink. Okay, so beverages can be a big problem. There's nothing worse than being on program and everyone else is having a big party drink and you're walking around with a bottle of water in a disposable bottle. I'm sorry, but you're just asking to start feeling sorry for yourself because there's a little, feeling a little deprived. So plan ahead. I'm not a huge proponent of diet drinks, but during these times and festive parties, hey, that's fine. Go get diet ginger ale, cranberry ginger ale. Get some Diet Coke and put in lime, or even some of the sugar-free coffee syrups. Grab several different flavors of sparkling water, put it in a wine glass, throw a lime in there. It's bubbling, it's sparkly. You're not carrying around a plastic water bottle, which I think is not very fun. Okay, and then if you feel good, wear clothing that makes you feel pretty or handsome. It looks good. Stretch your stuff. You've worked really hard. And when people say something, say, thank you. I feel amazing. Whether you're down 7 pounds or 70 pounds, you've worked very hard. And I can assure you that people do not feel like you're bragging. Sometimes when I've talked to clients before, they're like, I don't want people to think I'm bragging. You're not. And if anything, they're hearing your story. They're not really hearing it as your story. They're honestly hearing and hoping it could be theirs. They're wanting you to be successful because if you're successful, for goodness sakes, they're doing this, okay? And if you are at anywhere for the holidays, make sure you bring a dish of your own. Even if the hostess says, oh, no, I got everything covered. Guess what? I'm going to bring a nice big green salad. It could be Caesar chicken salad. It can be something that I can eat, because the last thing you want to do is get there and it's all carbs and it's pasta and it's casseroles and it's cake and pie and you're going, oh my gosh, I'm starving and what am I going to do? So leave nothing to chance. That's Dr. Anderson's saying. Leave nothing to chance, and you want to plan your own outcome. So okay, so those are really good. And, the main thing is keep your fundamental goals as your focus. Remember, you've made a decision to step away from where you used to be to help get healthy, not only for yourself, but for those around you. And you are working through new territory. This is maybe your first year working through the holidays. Number one, congratulations, you're doing great. It's not as hard as our heads think it is. And if you have, and I've had a couple people who mentioned that they tasted a little something that they were expecting it to be amazing because they've been thinking about all year, and they were disappointed. Like, it didn't taste as good as I was expecting. It never does. And especially as you've been eating cleaner for longer, your taste buds have changed and it is different. Food is not as good. And the good part is you've broken that addiction. So food no longer controls you. You control it, which is so cool. You're no longer living to eat, we're eating to live. Big difference. It's only 2 weeks and it'll be the day after Christmas. And you're going into 2017 confident, happier, healthier. You were just a better person all the way around, because when you're feeling healthier and you feel good, your confidence is through the roof. Every atmosphere that you're in, you bring more joy. because you're not struggling with that. And so I just want to, just encourage you to keep striving, stay connected with your health coach for sure. And let's not survive through this holiday. Let's thrive so that we can come out on the other side going, oh my gosh, didn't even think it was possible. I didn't even think it's possible that I could go through without eating whatever, grandma's chocolate fudge. But that fudge didn't play a good part in your life. It kind of was part of the reason that we are where we are. So I just want to say it was great talking with you guys. We have a few minutes. I would love to hear if someone else has another tip they'd like to share. You pop yourself off mute and share with us, or if you've had a victory already through this holiday that you didn't think was possible, we want to hear that.
Hey Paula, it's Josh. I actually just would love to share a little tip that Jalen and I started using last year during the holidays.
Love it.
So one thing we love, we always love to bring something to a party. Whether it's you're going to a nice party and you're bringing a gift, or you're going to your family's house. Ask your family members, what can I bring this year? What is it? What's on the menu that we still need? And then connect with your coach and find a way to make a healthy alternative for it. So maybe you get mashed potatoes. Everybody has mashed potatoes on the holidays. Make mashed cauliflower, and then just don't tell anyone. Bring it and just say, all right, here they are.
Right.
And then eat them and see how awesome they taste. And then say, hey, did you guys know that was cauliflower? Because how cool. You can have it. You get to enjoy it with everyone. And now you're passing on a healthy tip to your family members so that maybe the next time you don't have potatoes, but someone else does, and they bring the mashed cauliflower. And you get to share that tip with them. So Jalen and I just found it so fun because now our family replaces all these things that we used to have with these cool, healthy alternatives that we got to show them last year during the holidays. So it's definitely a fun way to spread it all around.
I love it. Josh, and you're right. Health is super contagious. For those of you who don't know, Doug and Tia, Doug is my nephew, and the holidays and what they brought to our house for dinner was the reason my husband and I made a change for our health. Totally. Because we realized, oh my gosh, they brought this because they always were the masters of the ooey gooey cheese and sauce stuff. And all at once it was something fabulous, but it was healthy. And it really made us stand up and take notice. So yay. Anyone else pop off? We have a couple minutes. I do want to say if anyone has a baking party, I know we talked about this at Thanksgiving, but there's a few tips. Make sure that you keep sugarless gum in your mouth. Put some Vicks under your nose. Wash your hands often. Eat so that you aren't tempted to lick your fingers. And that's just some good baking tips. But if you can avoid baking, you know what? Go buy whatever you need to buy at the store in a small quantity. Because baking 6 dozen cookies or 6 dozen cookies isn't really helping you. Yeah. Belinda, did you have something to share with us?
Yeah, hi. I'm enjoying the talk. I've got a few things to share, so I'm excited about that. I've lost 20 pounds in the last month and a half. And then this last 3 days, so from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I had 3 Christmas functions I had to go to involving gala dinners and all sorts. But I stayed to plan. It was quite the feat to try and find, the protein and the salad and whatever that got me through. And I totally did what you suggested with the seltzer water, and I had them pop in some olives for me. So I looked like I was drinking a drink like everyone else. So I did that. So yeah,
awesome.
I'm very pleased.
And you should be, Belinda. And every time that you, I don't want to say survive, that sounds like negative, but when you make it through one of those victoriously, it's so empowering because you're like, I can do it. I really can. And
and one of the great things that I've noticed that I don't know that we've picked up before, just my clarity of thinking has, since I've lost weight. Before I couldn't catch words, and I was noticing I wasn't able just to think things, but now I so much have a better clarity of thinking. It's helped me.
Congratulations on a great start in your first holiday.
Yeah.
Wow. Belinda, just as you're closing, how many more pounds further would you like to go?
I want to do another 20.
Great. Well, you're well on your journey, so that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, I just want to say, It was great having all of you tonight. I'm gonna stop the recording, and we just want to